Good morning to all of you. So, in yesterday's class, we have discussed about the process, the basic of the process, the status, this type of things we have discussed for the process, right? Now, okay, right. Okay. So now today we are going to discuss the next part of the process that is called a process environment, we can say. So as we have the process, so a process environment is an important part. So process environment, talking about that, so before starting the talking discussion on the process environment, actually yesterday in the discussion I've said that every process have a parent process. So there is a question that if there is a means every process have a parent process, that is fine, that is good. So when the system starts, actually when any Linux or Unix based operating system gets started, means a process gets started. So that is the first process that is starting when the system gets started or system is booting for the first time, right? So a process should be there to start the thing. So that is the first process on the Unix or Linux system. So what is the name of that process? What is that particular process? No one have asked me in yesterday's class. As I said that every process have a parent process, but then when the system start, there is no parent process like it. So that is the first process which is running, which is going to start. Then that is the process. So what is the name of the process? Can anyone tell me? Anyone have any idea what is the name of the process? The first process that gets started when the system is actually get boots for the first time, there is a process. So what is the name of the process? The name of that particular process is called init. The name of the process, the first process that gets started initially when the system gets started, actually it is that init process. The name of the process is init. So whenever any Linux or Unix based system operating system gets started, the first process, the prime process that is starting, that is called, the name of the process is init process. So the name of the process is init process. Now this init process
Sir,
is,
hello.
yes.
Sir, some of them are not able to join the class. It is showing connecting only.
uh, why so? I don't know.
I think, sir, you have to start the meeting again.
Start the meeting again. Okay, tell them, those who are facing the problem, just disconnect and then connect again. Because if others are getting joined, then there have some network issues. They are having some network issues. Okay, just tell them,
Okay, sir.
write a message to disconnect and then connect again.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So as we are talking, the process gets started. The first process is called init process. Now this init process, we call this init process is a daemon process. Yesterday I told you there are several terms are included in the process names. So this init process is called a daemon process. The daemon process. So what is this daemon process? If what is the daemon? So daemon process is called that the process runs in the backend. We don't know about this particular process, but this process is running in the background all the time. It is running in the back all the time to help other processes to work properly or to work in a particular way. So this daemon process, there are several types of daemon processes are there. This daemon process are actually the process that is running in the backend, and trying to help or always help the other process to work properly. This for the so the first process that is starting, that is the init process, and this daemon init process is the type of daemon process. So this daemon processes, whatever maybe the daemon processes are, that daemon process works from the start when a system gets started, from that particular time to the time till the time the system shut down. So the whole time from starting of the system, the operating system when it started, from that particular time to the time when the system is shutting down, when the system gets shut down, to that particular time, all the time these daemon processes are run or is working in the backend, right? Now, this process environment we are talking about. So what happened actually when we are trying to start a process, when we are trying to interact, means we are means the user, when the user are trying to interact with the system, right? So in Linux or Unix based system, the thing totally done by a shell session, the shell programming session. We will do some practical programming in practical classes. So the thing is, it works in a shell session, the shell programming session. So this shell, when shell means what? A shell means, if we talk about shell means a cover on a particular thing, right? Means if we're talking about anything, that shell is a cover on any particular thing. So that shell process is actually doing what? Shell process, inside it there are a large number of codes, there are a number of processes that are trying to run, and this process might need help of the resources. Resources means the computer resources to work properly. So to gather and accumulate all the things from the codes, the resources, whatever the things are needed, to gather that in a particular place and cover it, hide it from the external users, that they don't know. So the user don't know how it is running. So that is hidden from the user. So the shell is the cover that is running and trying to help the thing properly, hiding the codes, resources that have been used from the external users. So this thing is called a shell session. Shell resource or shell sessions we are talking about, right? So this session, when the session gets started, when a process gets started, the process need many type of information. This process actually needs many type of information, that also the resources, not only the information to run the program, also the resources might sometimes it also needed the resources to run it. So these things is done inside the particular shell session. Now this shell, the shell session we are talking about, the shell, when we are making a shell, it have a setting that keep tracks the record, the total details of the process. So this total details, total track record, the performance, how the things, what are the resources, all the things are put in a place, that is called the process environment. That particular area is called the process environment for a particular process. So this process environment, what we can say, that it is a shell area, and this inside that particular shell area, all the properties, all the information, all the resources are put in a place so that the process can work particularly fine, right? So a process environment is a shell process, the where all the things are accumulated in a particular place, and then the shell process can perform so that no problem is there. So that is called a shell process environment, right? So this environment, when we are talking about this environment, so it might need some uh, thing that help this process environment to work for. So this cell process environment we are talking about, there is some keys, some list of keys are working, that is helping these processes. So this key we are talking about is nothing but it is a string. Okay, means string that are represented as a key value pairs. So this shell environment list, so the list we are talking about, this list is nothing, the environment list is nothing, is a particular string of key values, or we can say key value pairs. So why I write two things, key value and key value pair? Sometimes one key can be done all the things, sometimes by using one key that is helpful to run the process. Okay. Otherwise, sometimes it needed some key value pairs. Some okay. So that's why I've read that this list is a string that is of some key value and a key value pairs. So if there are multiple values are passing, maybe a single value can pass to run the process, or also sometimes multiple values can be passed to run the particular process. So these keys actually how we can uh, show that how we can write this particular values, how we can pass that value. So suppose if the key have one value, okay, suppose this is my key, a variable we can talk about, okay, so this key maybe need a particular value. So for that, so only the value one. So what is the value for the key? We can write it simply this particular way, nothing to write much more. See, key equal to value one. And if the case is there are multiple values need to be passed to that particular key, so how we can write that key value one colon. So the every value can write by putting a colon. So key value can be done by a colon character. So key the value one, next value two, then again colon. If then multiple values are passed, then dot dot dot. So key value one colon value two. So every time a value multiple value needs to pass, then we need to write the values by separating them with a colon, by separating them with a colon. The simple thing by the simple terms, it is very easy to write the values. If the multiple values are needed to pass, then key equal to value one colon value two, right? Now these variables, so key a variable where the values are getting passed. So these variables, the or we can say the environmental variables, because it is some environment, that is some shell environment is running. This shell environment variables are the shell or the. So here one more thing, that we have started a shell, we have started a process. So the process is the parent process. So when the shell is getting started in the shell environment, some property, some properties of the parent process also get inherited in the key parent or child parent process. So the properties of the parent process is inherited into this new shell environment, into this new shell environment. Otherwise, it is the process may not work properly, because without a particular parent process, the things will cannot work, right? So these variables, there are multiple, many type of environmental variables are present. So this process or the environmental process has some block, we can say, that contains all the set of variables. So this process or the environmental process we are talking about contains a set of environmental variables inside the shell environment and having the values of this environmental variables. So now there are two type of variables we can talk about. One is user environment variable. Okay, one is user environment variable, and another one we can say that is system environment variable. System environment variable. So these two type of variables are present inside our shell session. Two types of variables are present inside our shell environmental session. So one is for the user environmental variable, and second one we can say that is system environment variable. Now this user environmental variable, if we are talking about, this user environment variable is for a particular user. So there may be multiple user for a system. So this user environmental variable is for set of each user. Set of each user. This user environmental variable is set for each user. But this system environmental variable, just a minute. Okay. And the system environmental variable. So user environmental variable is set for each user. System environmental variable is set for the system. It is set by the system. So some variable, environmental variable was previously there for, with the help of the system, and it is for all, nothing restricted here. So user environmental variable is restricted to each user, but system environmental variable is set for all, right? User environmental variable and system environmental variable. Now, what happens by default when a thing is getting started? There are some situation that happens by default. That by default, what happened here? The child process means the new process that is starting, that is called, that we call the child process, inherits the property of the parent process. We have said, so means that the child process inherits the properties of parent process, right? So child process is getting the property from this parent process, some of the properties. Now this program, the session that is getting started by some command processor. The command processor means in Linux and Unix, that is the terminal. Command processor in case of Linux and Unix, all the things is done through the terminal. So those who are aware or have some familiarization with this Linux or Unix environment interface, they know that how the things have done. All the things needs to done through a terminal. We have to work through a terminal. So when a child process gets started, the program getting started from the command processor or the terminal, we can say in easier term. So in that command interface, in that terminal interface of the child process, the parent process environments also get included. Not fully, those property that is needed to run it, that is getting included, right? So now what happened? The child process creates a new environmental block for its own, means a shell environment for the child particular process, and create some passing values, that is our key value that is needed for the process. That key values needs to be there, and passing the value through the particular process, through the particular processes, right? Now there is the thing, two topic that is important that we can talk about. First one is get env. Get env we can talk about. So what is this get env? This get env, or the full form of this get env, is called get environment. Get environment. And the after that I'm writing this. So what is this? Get environment is a what in C, in a coding term. If I am writing these two brackets, so it implement or it implicates what?
Function method.
Function. So by writing that particular two brackets, we can say this get environment is a function. And what is the role and what is the process? What is the importance of a function? We have already studied in our previous C, Java, all the things. Now this get environment is a string function. What is it? This get environment is a string function, right? This get environment is a string function that returns a pointer. So this get environment is a string function that returns a pointer to the environmental block, to the environmental block of the calling process, means the process, the child process, right? So talking, consider the scenario of the child process. It is getting started and it need a parent process, right? This child process need a parent process. So child process doing what? After getting started the child process, the for its own environment, the child process environment, it is, there is a get environment string function, a get environment string function that is getting called for what? This get environment string function is doing to call the environmental block of the parent process. So by using this get environment, it is getting the environmental properties or the environment from its parent process. So by using this get environment string function, the property or the environment of the parent process is going to include in the child processes. So get environment string, what is the role of this? So get environment this string function, we are getting the properties or the environment of the parent process to the child process, right? So get environment is doing or returning or passing a pointer to the environmental block of the newly created process, means the child process, from this parent process, right? So these processes, whenever we are talking about the process, there should be the modes, right? Modes mean basically how many modes are there? Can anyone tell me what are the modes or what are the operations are there? What are the modes for any particular file? When you are working on a file, what can be the modes? What can be the permissions that can be given to a particular file, folder, anything? That called the mode. We have discussed that is in the first or second classes. What is the mode? How many modes are there? Anyone?
Two.
What are
read
those?
mode and write.
Read and write.
Read. Two modes.
Okay, read. So you people are talking that only a read a mode, then a write mode, right? These are the two modes. But there is another one mode that can be read and write. Read and write both. If you are giving a process only the read mode, or if you are giving a file only a read mode, then what can be done? Only a reading, means only the viewing can be done. If you are giving a write mode, that is also writing on the means. So okay, read and write, that is not, I will also delete it out. So read and write is not needed. So read and write mode we can talk about. So when this process is getting started by using this get environment, this get environment, so from the parent process, this can be treated, or this is treated as only a read only block, because from the parent process, what we are actually getting, whatever the properties, whatever the things we are getting, we cannot modify it. The child process cannot modify it. They can only take the help from it. So that's why this child process, whenever it's getting the environment from its parent process, it is considered as a read only block. So this is only a read only block, right? So by from getting, so by using this get environment from the string function that is getting inherited to the child process from the parent process is a read only block, and we cannot modify it. So this get environment is clear. Now the another thing is there, that is called set env. So role of the get environment we have understand. Now set env. Set env for the set environment. After getting the process, after getting the environment from the parent process, the set environment is setting up its own environmental area. Means now it comes to the child process. Get environment process have done. Now it's time to the child process, where the set environment is considered the setting, the setup for the environment that is set up by the child process, the environment that is set up by the child process. So when we are finished with the get environment string function, first we need to work on the get environment string. So when the process is working on the get environment string, after getting finished of the get environment string, then we can come up with the set environment string. So first call, what is the first call? That is get environment string. Second call is set environment string, and set environment string is we can change, we can modify as per our needs. The process, the child process can modify as per our needs, and that is a child process system environment we can talk about. So get environment and set environment, two process. So set environment is totally depending on child process, right? And get environment, we need to be what I can say, that we need to be dependent to the parent process, and we are getting the things from its parent process, right? Any doubts up to this particular part? Any doubts?
सर
Yes.
जैसे गेट इन्वायरमेंटल में हम लोग दो मोड देखे, रीड एंड राइट,
Hmm.
तो सेट इन्वायरमेंट में सर अपेंड मोड काम कर सकता है क्या?
Append mode. So first tell me what is the role of append mode?
जैसे मतलब कोई वैल्यू हम लोग को पुट करना है, मतलब जैसे जैसे राइट कर लिए हैं लेकिन उसके बाद भी हम लोग को उसमें कुछ चेंजेस लाना है, तो हम लोग अपेंड मोड का यूज करते हैं।
So that is the part of write mode because we are trying to modify it again and then trying to put some new value.
सर अगर किसी सेंटेंस के बीच में अगर कुछ अपेंड करना है तो सर उसके लिए
So we can use write and append mode here. So when we are talking about the set environment and the child process, so it is totally from the child process. So when child means a new process have started. So suppose you as a user, you are starting or you are trying to run a program. So you are the owner of that particular process, right? So whatever the things you need to do, you can do on that particular child process. So in this particular child process, write mode is first. Read only notice is there because right when we are writing the mode, then we have the read permission already, right? Also the append mode can work here. So write and append mode. So this child process, as it is done by the user, or it is the child process that is created, so it have the permission to modify, to write something, to update something, anything, right?
यस सर।
Fine. Now, as we are talking about the process, so I have told you people in yesterday's class a simple question for all of you. If a process lost its parent in the mid of the process, right? So while the process of the child process is working, maybe something happened with the parent process, maybe it has some failure, whatever the thing can be. So in that particular scenario, who supports the child process? Who is responsible to work for it? Who is responsible?
Kernel.
Kernel, right? So now we have to, so one scenario is here we can talk about that. Okay, I am saying that kernel process. So child process have a parent process previously, right? So child process have